Today we are going to discuss Google Form and how can we link it with the sheet and how can we capture responses from Google Form into the sheet. First, I will explain you the Google Forms, how it works, what are the options available there. I will explain individually. You can see that I am inside the training folder. Right click, open a Google Form. You have to right click, more. Then you can see Google Forms button. It will be in purple color. Okay, so this is the icon of Google Forms. Click on it. Then like spreadsheet open, Google Forms also will open in a new sheet. You change the name as we did it in spreadsheet. We have to change the name here. So I'm maintaining a Google Form. I'm putting the name Google Form. So you can see the name has been changed and title of the Google Form also is changed. Suppose if you want to keep separate title for it, I can keep here. So this is the title part of the Google Form. And first we'll see the settings. What are the options available? The first thing is in theme. You can set different colors for this theme. Suppose orange color or purple color, blue color. So background will change. So this is one option. And settings button. In the settings button, there are these type of options. This option says collect email address. If you check it, what will happen is it will add an email field. And if it is within the organization like PKC India, it will collect the addresses automatically. If it is outside like Gmail, it will show the email. It will show a email field. Like suppose I selected the collect email address and I press save. You can see that email field has been added. Okay. So again, I clicked on the settings button. Here it is there. And this response receipts. Response receipts means suppose you submitted a Google form, you will get a copy of it. So that is the response receipt. I will show you how you get the copy. So there are two options in response receipts. If respondent request it, always. Always means whenever you submit the form, this form you will get a copy. Otherwise, we can select this. If you select if respondent request it, if you select this option, at the end of the form it will ask, do you want a copy? If you select that only, you will get the copy. Otherwise, you won't get the copy. Okay. So limit to one response. This option is suppose if I submit the form, I can't submit it again. It will block. For this, it needs email ID. That's why it is saying requires signing. And next option is respondents can edit after submit. If this option is enabled, that means I submitted the form. Immediately after that, I can edit it. Suppose if I remember something, I can edit it and I can modify the form. So see some summary charts and text responses. I will show you how it will be visible. So this is the general part. In the settings, this is the general part. I'm giving my email address. We will submit a form. I take the link, and submit. Here it is. Toggle is there. I want a response. Submit. Everyone did that. If you open the mail, you can see. So this is the copy of what I submitted. If whoever clicks that copy, that send me copy of responses, they will get this mail. Otherwise, they won't get this mail. You can try it again if you want. Don't select that option and submit the form. You won't get the mail. Another response. You can see submit another response. Type your mail ID, your mail ID. So I'm typing pkcgdrive1@gmail.com. Maybe, or you can select anything you want. Here this toggle is there. Send me a copy of my response. Toggle it, submit. You can see in the mail also I have an option to edit response. I can click here. Again, it is opening that I can change now also. And then making it to test date. Again, it has been submitted. I will get a mail for test date now. See. So this is how those features works. All these options are available in settings icon only. When you open the form, on the top you can see three icons. Settings is there. When I click on the settings, it will show. Now we will go to the next option. I am going to the presentation again. See here, this option is there. Do you find it familiar? So link to submit another response. That is why when I submit some response like This option is coming, submit another response. What if this option is disabled? Suppose I'm unclicking this option, so I'm unchecking it. We'll see if it comes. I'm submitting it now. In case me.
Okay. Yeah, exporting is.
See that submit another response option is not available. That option has been removed. Okay, so this is the difference. And we'll see the go to the next option. I'm enabling it again. Here something is called confirmation message is there in the presentation. So you see what it is. So here it is showing your response has been recorded. So see your response has been recorded. So it is a by default response that you get. Suppose I want to change it to something like this. Thanks for submitting the form. We'll get back to you in a while. First, this message I want to show. I saved it. Now submit the form and let me know which response which is being shown here. Here in the settings, so all these options works in that way. So if you want based on your requirement, if you want something, you can switch on. If you don't want something, you can uncheck it based on things. So this is how settings will be available. And if you see questions, this part if you see, this email has been added from the settings itself. So here, what type of questions I can ask? See, this is a multiple choice question. You can see. So I type the question here, and it's a multiple choice. Can I make it a drop down? Let's assume I'm making it drop down. If these many options are available, short answer is there, paragraph is there, multiple choice is there, checkbox, drop down, file upload, linear scale, multiple choice grid, tick box grid. These are the options available. So we'll see what are these options, how these will be visible. First, I'm selecting the multiple choice. I'm reviewing this question. So let's keep only one question and we'll see. I mentioned the do you like the question, and I mentioned the multiple choice, and I made it. So we'll see what is this option also. So I select the multiple choice. We'll see how that form looks. It will open in a preview. So this is how the form looks. So when I select multiple choice, it is visible something like this. Do you like this question? Yes, no, maybe like this. It is available. You will see if I change it to drop down, how it will look. I'm changing a drop down. Again, options are available. Yes, no, maybe. I can add another option if I want by clicking here. Suppose I'm adding a text. We'll see the preview. See, the drop down has been changed. Previously, I have the options to select. Now drop down is there. So click on this, all the options are coming. So this is the drop down option. And we'll see what is short answer and what is paragraph. I choose the short answer. So you can see that answers have been removed. I have no since it is not a multiple choice or drop down. I do not have the option to select any predefined responses. We'll see how it will be visible. I click on the preview again. See, it's like an open-ended question. I can type. Short answer is there. That is okay. So what is paragraph? What is the difference between short answer and paragraph? We'll change it to short answer from paragraph to paragraphs, and I will preview it. How it is showing. See, it is big. So that is the difference. Short answer means it will limit the number of, it will be small and you can type a little bit only. If it's a paragraph, you can type how much ever you want. What is checkbox? You see the checkbox also. For the checkbox, it is asking options. So you can see now, the checkbox means I can select multiple options at a time. In multiple choice or drop down, you can select only one option, but in checkbox, you can select multiple also. I'll say maybe, no, yes, everything I can select. So that is the difference between checkbox and multiple choice. Okay, checkbox is seen, drop down is file upload. What is file upload? See, when you click on file upload, it will give you let respondents upload files to drive. It is just privacy notification. You can click on continue. It will load. Here multiple options are there. Allow only specific file types. You'll see what it is. By click on this, it is asking what type of files you want to apply. By select PDF, that means they will be able to upload PDF only. They won't be able to upload anything. So I don't want a condition like this. I want them to upload any file they have. Okay, so I'm clicking. The maximum number of files it is asking. By default, it will be 1. You can change it to 5 or 10. And maximum file size. That means more than if the file size processed enemy, they won't be able to upload. We'll see how it will be visible. I'm clicking on the preview again. See, it is like something like this. If I click on it, it will ask me to select the files. I can select files from your device, or if you have something in my drive, you can select that also. And we'll go to the next option. What is linear scale? So when I select the linear scale, it is asking 1 to 5. and it is showing something called label option. I'm typing here. So it is visible like a rating scale. So something, what the purpose of these options are. Suppose 1 means what it is, 5 means what it is, that I can mention here. Suppose 1 means okay, need improvement, so I can mention need improvement here. 5 means best, so I can mention best here. I can select whatever the rating I want. I can submit the form. So that is linear scale. You see multiple choice grid. So it is something multiple choice grid is asking for the rows and it is asking for the columns. So let's assume I'll say row 1. I want row 2 also. I'll say row 3 also. In columns, column 1 is there, column 2 is there. So you can see how it is visible. All the rows, whatever you type it in the rows, row 1, row 2, row 3 is coming in the rows. And whatever the column 1, column 2, it is coming in the columns. So that is what multiple choice grid. Next, tick box grid. If same options are there, we'll see how it is.
Okay.
It is same like a multiple choice only. Again, same. When it comes to tick box, you can select twice. This and this for this only, this like this I can select. So this is the difference between those options. Date, we'll see date option is available here. So what is date? We select the date, it will preview how it is visible. Because I can select some date. So what if I select time?
You want to switch to SAP?
What are these? When you scroll, it is showing what it is. Plus means add question. If you want to add a question, you have to press on, you have to click on plus. Do you like this question? It is added another question. It's asking you to type. Import question. This again, it's not suggested to use because it's little complicated. You see, add title and description. What it is? I'll type title. It is showing. I'm not showing anything. Description and typing description. Seeing how it is it has been separated. I can't click anything, but to separate this part from this part, I can use title and description. Add image it is saying. So I can add like a title and description, I can add image also, I can add a video also. We'll see about this section. What is this section? So I added section, you can see the section 1 of 2, section 2 of 2, like that it has been split. I added section 2 here. We'll see how it works. When it is 2 pages, I'm filling the first page, that's why it is off filled. There are 2 pages, page 1 of 2, it is off filled. When I click on the next, it has been fully filled. That means here I can see either I can go to back, I can go to the submit. So that is the section usage. If you want to break the entire form into multiple sections and you want to ask the people, you can do that also. So this is a required question, this is a required question. That means wherever you select required, that has to be filled definitely. Otherwise, form you can't submit the form. So that is the option. Just go to one of your friends so that he can fill it. I can type that mail address pkc1@gmail.com. Sending it. I'm typing a message. Please submit the form. Typing it and I'm sending it. So I'll open the mail ID. I'll show you how it will do. So I got a mail saying, please submit the form and fill out the form. If I click on this, it will open the form. Suppose if you want to send the form to some of your friends. I don't know the email IDs of those persons. I want to give them the link. So when they click on that link, they'll be able to, like I did it to you. Suppose if you want to give the link, how you can do is click on the send, get the link button is there. First we email. After that link button will be there. Click on that link, then you can find the link here. Select it, copy and send that link. Without linking with the spreadsheet I'm saying, if you want to analyze, it is showing some responses. Who has responded? From these many mail IDs, I got the responses. What are the selections? 50% selected test 1, 50% selected section 2, and expected completion date 0 responses. Like that it is coming. This is okay. I want more detail. I want to have it in a spreadsheet. Then what you have to do is, here this button is there, icon, sheet icon. Click on here. It will ask create a new spreadsheet or selecting existing spreadsheet. I'm selecting the create a new spreadsheet. Create. Then what it does is, what are the responses it has been collected? It will paste all the responses in this spreadsheet.